Hi dear students, with this presentation we will start our fifth module, that is the last module. In this presentation we will be discussing about sustainability practices. In the all other four modules we have discussed about the concept of sustainability and its importance in our day-to-day life and as well as for in the future life also. Okay, now we will be discussing in this module we will be basically discussing how we can implement that sustainability practices. Okay, various examples for sustainability, how we can achieve that sustainability we will discuss, and what are the various practices that we have to follow in order to achieve the sustainability. All these things will be discussed in detail in this module. So coming to the topics to cover in this module, first one is basic concept of sustainable habitat, then comes methods for increasing energy efficiency in buildings, and the third one is the important one, that is green engineering. That is the most important term discussed nowadays in almost all over the world. Then comes sustainable urbanization, sustainable cities, and sustainable transport. All these 3 points will contribute to the achievement of the sustainability. Okay. So first moving on to our first topic, that is sustainable habitat. Habitat, that word meaning you will be knowing, it is a natural home of one or more organism, or in simply it is in Malayalam it is known as Avasa Vyavastha. So whatever living organisms are there within that habitat will be depending on each other in some way or other way. Okay, so there is a mutual understanding between all the living organisms within that natural home is simply known as the habitat. So sustainable, always you know that is the main aim of sustainability is to reduce the waste as well as preserving the environment for the future generation. That is the simply the meaning of sustainability. So sustainable habitat means we should maintain that habitat as such, or we should not make any damage to the habitat that we are living presently. Okay, a habitat meets all the environmental conditions an organisms needs to survive. So in a simple way, habitat is not, habitat actually meets all the environmental conditions an organisms need to survive. So it must provide all the things which is needed by a particular organism, or if it is an animal, you can think about the case of an animal. Always it will be living in a particular environment where he is having plenty of food for the survival. Okay, so whatever is its basic need, it is available in a particular area, then of course the organism or animal or human being, whatever it may be, will be living in that particular area, or the animals or organism will be adapted to in that area, we can say in a simple sense. So if you clearly observe the habitat, why it becomes a habitat is whatever is the basic necessity for an animal or a organism or a living being, whatever it may be, human being or anything, it is directly available from there. Then the animals will be usually choosing that place as their habitat. So habitat meets all the environmental conditions and organisms need to survive. So basically, five essential elements must present to provide a variable viable habitats are, of course, food should be available within the habitat. Then only we can survive. Then second basic necessity is water. Water also should be available. Then comes cover. There should be cover means shelter. Proper shelter should be there for the survival of the organisms. Of course, space should be there. If you talk about the human being, then we must have space for cultivation and all. Okay, so and finally all the arrangement for the survival. So whatever is available, it should be arranged in a particular fashion. You can think about the availability of the water. We are in Kerala and all, we are having lot of rainy season we are having, but if you are not having that arrangement to hold it down, then what happens is it will be flowing away into the rivers and seas and all, so we cannot use it properly. So arrangements have, even if we are having everything thing with us, we must have an arrangement. We must be arranging everything in a particular fashion, then only we can use it for the upcoming days also. So all the basic things that must be present, five essential elements must be present to provide a viable habitats are food, water, shelter, space and arrangement. Sustainable habitat means the maintenance of the natural home. So simply, if you maintain the natural habitat as such, then that is the simple meaning of sustainable habitat. In other ways, if you are maintaining as such means we are not making any damage to the that particular habitat within that we are living. So that means we are preserving it for the future generation. That is the meaning of sustainability. So sustainable habitat simply means the maintenance of our natural home. Sustainable habitat is an ecosystem that produces food and shelter for the people and other organisms without a resource depletion and in such a way that no external waste is produced. This is the exact definition of sustainable habitat. So it is an ecosystem that produces food and shelter for people and other organisms without a resource depletion. This is very important. We must make sure that we are not depending much on the resources available in the sustainable habitat, or we are trying to preserve it for the future generation also. We must do that, and in such a way that no external waste is produced. Second important concept of sustainability is no waste or zero waste. So these two are clubbed together within an ecosystem, then we will call it a sustainable habitat. Okay, so there should not be any resource depletion, as well as there should not be any waste produced within that sustainable habitat. Sustainable habitat may evolve naturally or be produced under the influence of the man. So either it is naturally evolved, or nowadays it is not possible. Naturally nothing is happening. So we have destroyed to the maximum. So only thing we can do is we have to produce it under the influence of the man. That is what is the only thing we can do now. Okay. So now, discussing about sustainable habitat, you'll be thinking what is our role, how we can achieve that sustainable habitat. I have already mentioned 2 points here. The important things to be considered are there should not be any resource depletion for a particular habitat to be a sustainable habitat, and there should not be any waste produced within that habitat. Then automatically the habitat becomes a sustainable habitat. So your thinking should be in that way, how we can reduce the waste, as well as how we can preserve the resources. So for maintaining sustainable habitat, what we can do are, first one is promote energy efficiency. See, the important thing that we are having is the energy. So for everything to do we require energy. So if you are properly allocating that energy, or properly utilizing the energy that we have, then of course we can reduce the waste for a large extent. Okay, so promote energy efficiency. See, producing 1 unit of energy, if you are able to save 1 unit of energy, then it is much better than producing 1 unit of energy. Or simply by doing nothing we are saving the energy, we can say, or we are reducing the waste, we can say. ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എനർജി, ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എനർജി ഉണ്ടാക്കുമ്പോൾ അത് നമ്മൾ യൂട്ടിലൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് പകരം നമ്മൾ ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എനർജി സേവ് ചെയ്തു എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. അപ്പോൾ ആക്ച്വലി ദ എഫക്റ്റ് വിൽ ബി മച്ച് ഹയർ ദാൻ ദാറ്റ് ഓൺ. ഓർ ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എനർജി സേവ് ചെയ്യുക എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒരു 5 യൂണിറ്റ് എനർജി ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നതിന് തുല്യമാണ്. കാരണം എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു യൂണിറ്റ് എനർജി ഉണ്ടാക്കുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഒരുപാട് ഫ്യൂവലും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ യൂട്ടിലൈസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഇലക്ട്രിസിറ്റി പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, if you think about the electricity, most of the electric power plants, the electricity producing power plants are basically working on the coal only. Coal is the most dependent fuel in India. So what happens is lot of waste is produced by burning fuels, okay, especially coal. So by saving 1 unit of energy, actually we are reducing that waste production. Okay. Now the second thing we can do is promote the use of eco-friendly fuels like LPG, CNG, etc. Of course, shifting towards the renewable resource of energy is also one of the things that we can do to maintain the sustainable habitat. Better manage municipal solid waste. The next 2 points are related to the waste production, that is better manage municipal solid waste. So if we can have the technical methods for managing the solid waste in municipalities and all, then that is, of course, we can make our habitat sustainable. Better manage the sewage disposal system. Of course, another important headache for us is the sewage disposal system. So proper treatment plans should be there for the sewage disposal, then we can make our habitat sustainable. Finally, the most of the energy that we are utilizing now is in the transportation sector. So if you are promoting public transport, then we can reduce the consumption of the energy. That's why we can move towards the sustainability. Okay, so promoting public transport is another thing that we can do in order to have the sustainable habitat. So all these points are our role in making a habitat as a sustainable habitat. Now, of course, in ministry level also, the government of India is also thinking seriously about the sustainable habitat. So since lot of changes has happened recently in the environmental conditions and all, or because of that climate has changed a lot. So all the nations are taking it seriously, and they have conducted a lot of studies how these changes are taking place. Then only that concept sustainability introduced. So the government of India had also launched 8 missions under the National Action Plan on Climate Change to find out the mitigation options for climate change. See, the government itself has came forward with a uh, mitigation option for climate change. That is what is the authority which is established for that one is known as National Mission for Sustainable Habitat. Okay, so as far as India is concerned, it is one of the most India is one of the major contributors of the greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, if you consider all the countries within the world, then India is one of the major contributor for the greenhouse gas emissions, only because of the high population rate. We are having a high population rate here, and number of people living is very high. Of course, the energy consumption, everything will be much more higher. China is having more population than us, but their technology is much advanced. They are more depending now on the renewable resource of energy. They can somehow reduce the pollution and all. But India, the situation in India is different. We are not much sound as compared to the China and all. So still we are the major contributors to the greenhouse gas emissions. Among that greenhouse gas emissions, the major contributors are, first one is transport sector. In that we will be using lot of fossil fuels, and electricity sector. Of course, electricity is the cleanest fuel, but for the production of the electricity, we require other forms of energy. Mainly, as I have already told, we are mainly depending on the coal for the production of the electricity. So coal is one of the major pollutant as far as greenhouse gas emission is concerned. So on combustion, coal is producing lot of pollutions. And of course, building sector are the third contributor towards the greenhouse gas emission. You will be wondering how buildings are contributing towards the emission is, that we will discuss in detail in the upcoming presentations. The most of the energy is utilized within the building itself. Okay, നമ്മളൊരു വീട് എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ വീട്ടിനുള്ള എത്ര എനർജി യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ അത് പുറത്ത് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന എനർജീൻ്റെയും എത്രയോ ഇരട്ടിയാണ്. സോ മോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ദി എനർജീസ് ആർ കൺസ്യൂംഡ് വിത്തിൻ ദ ഹോം ഇറ്റ് സെൽഫ്. ഫോർ കുക്കിംഗ് വി റിക്വയർ എനർജി, ഫോർ ലൈറ്റിംഗ് പർപ്പസ് വി റിക്വയർ എനർജി, for ventilation purpose we require energy, for everything whatever we are doing day to day within our life requires the energy. Even for the construction of the building, lot of energy is being consumed, lot of resources are being consumed. So building is, we cannot neglect that part. So building sector is also a major contributor towards the greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, so by reducing the waste as well as the consumption of energy in these sectors, we can somehow, at least we can achieve 50% sustainability, we can say. The government of India had launched 8 missions under the National Action Plan on Climate Change. So under NAPCC, the government has launched 8 missions. Out of that 8 missions, one is National Mission for Sustainable Habitat. The National Mission on Sustainable Habitat is one of the 8 climate missions of the government of India under NAPCC mitigation strategy. It was formulated to make the cities sustainable through improvements in energy efficiency in building, management of solid waste, and to shift to public transport. So the major aims or the thrust areas the NMSH is concentrating are, first one is energy efficiency in the building. നിങ്ങൾ ഈ അടുത്ത കാലത്തൊക്കെ ഒരുപാട് കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും, സാധാരണ ബൾബുകൾ മാറ്റി CFL ബൾബുകൾ, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇപ്പം LED ബൾബുകൾ അല്ലേ. So all these are aiming towards the energy efficiency. That is just in case of lighting. So there are other areas also where we are consuming a lot of energy. If we were at least by using the energy improved equipments, we can say energy rated equipments, we will say. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഒരു ഫ്രിഡ്ജ് വാങ്ങുന്നത് വിചാരിക്കുക. ഫ്രിഡ്ജ് എന്താണ്, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് കൺസ്യൂമിങ് എനർജി. നമ്മളതിനെപ്പറ്റി അധികം ആലോചിക്കാറ് പോലും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. പക്ഷേ എന്താണ്, ഹൈ റേറ്റിംഗ് ഉള്ളതാണെങ്കിൽ, ലെസ് കൺസംഷൻ എനർജി ഉള്ള ഫ്രിഡ്ജ് ആണെങ്കിൽ ഒരു കൊല്ലത്തെ എനർജി കൺസംഷൻ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് എ ഹ്യൂജ് എമൗണ്ട് അല്ലേ, വലിയൊരു എനർജി. നമ്മളെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് അത് സേവിങ്സ് ആണ് ആക്ച്വലി. നമ്മൾ കറണ്ടിന് പൈസ വെച്ച് നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമുക്കത് സേവിങ്സ് ആണ്. നമ്മൾ ഇനീഷ്യലി കുറച്ച് കോസ്റ്റ് കൂടിയാലും നമുക്ക് ഫൈനലി വിൽ ഹാവ് സം സേവിങ്സ്. അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഇനി നമുക്ക് സേവിങ്സ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പോലും വി ക്യാൻ കൺസർവ് ദാറ്റ് എനർജി ഫോർ ദ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വാട്ട് ഈസ് ഹാപ്പനിങ്. ഇപ്പോൾ അത്തരം രീതികൾ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുക, കൂടുതൽ പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യുക. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് വാട്ട് ഇസ് ദ എനർജി എഫിഷ്യൻസി. വിൽ ബി ഡിസ്കസിങ് ഇൻ ഡീറ്റെയിൽ ഇൻ ദി അപ്കമിങ് സ്ലൈഡ്സ് അബൌട്ട് എനർജി എഫിഷ്യൻസി. Various methods for energy efficiency also we have to discuss. Now comes the second part is related to the waste, how we can handle our waste, that is management of solid waste. And finally, I have already told that the major contribution to the greenhouse gas emission is transport sector. So if we can move together, then if we can use public transport, then we can reduce the fuel consumption. That is the third idea. So now you may be wondering how we can move like that, or is the end effect is like this, or നമുക്ക് അത് അച്ചീവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അത്രയും എനർജി നമുക്ക് സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിലൊക്കെ ചിന്തിക്കുന്നുണ്ടാവും. സോ നമ്മളെ ഈ മെട്രോ സിറ്റീസ് എന്നുള്ള കൺസെപ്റ്റ് തന്നെ വരുന്നത് ഈ ഒരു ഇതിന് ശേഷമാണ്. ഓക്കെ, NMSH എന്നുള്ളൊരു ബോഡി ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തതിന് ശേഷമാണ് മെട്രോ സിറ്റീസ് എന്നുള്ള കൺസെപ്റ്റ്. മെട്രോ വരുമ്പോഴെന്താണ്, പബ്ലിക് ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ടേഷൻ ചീപ്പായിട്ട് എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരുമിച്ച് മൂവ് ചെയ്യാം. ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്താ, നമ്മൾ 10 പേര് 10 വണ്ടി എടുത്ത് പോകുന്നതിന് പകരം 10 പേര് ഒറ്റ വണ്ടിയിൽ പോവുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അത്രയും ഫ്യൂവൽ കൺസപ്ഷൻ കുറവാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ആ രീതിയിൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുക, ഫ്യൂവലിനെ സേവ് ചെയ്യൽ മാത്രമല്ല, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഇൻഡയറക്ട്ലി കോൺട്രിബ്യൂട്ടിങ് or indirectly reducing the pollution, okay, atmospheric pollution. Okay, so its thrust areas are in energy efficiency in building, management of solid waste, and to shift to public transport. So objectives of NMSH are design the building in such a way that energy demand is optimized and make sure that there are improvements in energy efficiency. The second objective is facilitate the growth of small and medium cities, make sure that there is better urban planning and convenient public transport. So everything we are planning, there should be better urban planning should be there. We must see the future also. The planning should be in such a way that the future needs also must be met. അല്ലേ, നമ്മൾ ഒരു ദീർഘവീക്ഷണത്തോടെ വേണം എല്ലാം ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ. ഇനി വരാൻ സാധ്യതയുള്ള ഡെവലപ്മെൻറ്റ്സും കൂടെ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് അതിനി എന്തുണ്ടാകാൻ പാടില്ല, ഇനി വരാൻ പോകുന്ന ഫ്യൂച്ചറിൽ അതൊരു ഇഷ്യൂ ആയിട്ട് വരാൻ പാടില്ല. അപ്പോൾ അത്രയും പ്ലാൻഡ് ആയിരിക്കണം. ഓക്കെ, മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റ് ഓഫ് സോളിഡ് ആൻഡ് ലിക്വിഡ് വേസ്റ്റ്, സ്പെഷ്യൽ ഫോക്കസ് ഓൺ ദ ഡെവലപ്മെൻറ്റ് ഓഫ് ടെക്നോളജി ഫോർ ജനറേഷൻ പവർ ഫ്രം വേസ്റ്റ്. That is the important objective of NMSH. That is, we must be able to convert the waste into power. So lot of things are research are going on in this area also. You have in the fourth module you have studied lot of conversion technologies also we have seen, from biomass to the biogas. Okay, so a lot of technologies are there to convert the solid waste into the usable form of energy. So much more if you go in this space, or if you can implement, or if you can find other technologies also, then it will be better. We can in a way we can reduce the waste as well as we can produce the power from that also. Okay, so that is fine. Improve advanced warning system to tackle extreme weather, improve the ability of habitat to adapt to climate change by improving the resistance of infrastructure, community based disaster management. So that also comes under the objective of NMSH. So there should be proper warning for the extreme weather conditions and all, so that people can be safe, and we can have that preventive measures also. നമ്മളിപ്പം ഒരുപാട് മഴ പെയ്യുന്നൊരു സ്ഥലത്താണ് നമ്മൾ നിൽക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, അതിനനുസരിച്ചുള്ള ഹാബിറ്റായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ചൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, അതിനനുസരിച്ചുള്ള ബിൽഡിങ്ങുകളും എല്ലാവരുടെയും ഒരേപോലെ പറ്റില്ല. ഇപ്പോൾ ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ സംഭവിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് അതുതന്നെയാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മളിപ്പം പലപ്പോഴും നമ്മളെ കേരളത്തിലെടുക്കുന്ന പല വീടുകളും ഗൾഫിലൊക്കെയുള്ള മോഡലുകളൊക്കെ അതേപോലെ കോപ്പി ചെയ്ത് ഇവിടെ എടുക്കുകയാണ്. പക്ഷേ അവിടെ അത് പോസിബിൾ ആയിരിക്കും, കാരണം ഗൾഫ് കൺട്രീസ് എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത്രയും എക്സ്ട്രീം ഹൈ ടെമ്പറേച്ചറിൽ ഉള്ള ബിൽഡിങ്ങുകളും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ അതിനെ വിത്ത്സ്റ്റാൻഡിനൊക്കെ ആയിരിക്കും അവരുടെ ഡിസൈൻ ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അത് നമ്മൾ അതേപോലെ ഇവിടെ കോപ്പി ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മളെ കണ്ടീഷൻസ് എന്താണ്, ഡിഫറൻ്റ് ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ അത് നമുക്ക് പലപ്പോഴും നെഗറ്റീവ് എഫക്റ്റ് ആയിരിക്കും ഉണ്ടാക്കുക. ഓക്കെ, now the next objective is changes in the legal and regulatory framework. So if any legal and regulations are legal and of course orders are required in this regard, the construction of that legal part and giving orders and all are the objectives of NMSH. And the last one is a rapid infrastructure growth and looming energy crisis. There is a strong need to address the incorporate good practice for efficient energy resources use and while planning of the building, be it for residential purpose or for commercial application. So these are all the main objectives of National Mission for Sustainable Habitat. Now coming to the salient features of Sustainable Habitat by NMSHR, extension of energy conservation building code. So we will be providing energy rating also. So each building, if we are earning some rating, just like product is getting ISI mark and all like that, for the energy efficiency in a building, some ratings are also provided by some agencies. We will discuss in detail in the upcoming presentations. So the extension of energy conservation building code, that is one of the main salient feature of NMSH. The better urban planning and model shift to public transport, recycling of material and urban waste management, that is another main feature, silent feature of sustainable habitat by NMSH. And wastewater management and drinking water supply in urban areas, municipal solid waste management, urban stormwater management. These are all the salient features of sustainable habitat by NMSH. Or these are the things which NMSH is proposing to implement or trying to implement, so that ultimate aim is to make our habitat a sustainable one. Okay, sustainability simply means, sustainable habitat simply means there should not be any waste, and we are making sure that we are not depleting any natural resources, or we are not depending much on the environment, or we are not causing any calamities to the our surroundings or environment. That is what is the salient features of sustainable habitat. Okay, now in the next presentation we will discuss about the green building technology and all. Okay, bye now, thank you.